Hi there, it's Mary with Mary's Stampin' Cafe. Tonight I am sharing my 12 fabulous projects and one bonus project from the Double Wonder One Sheet Wonder class that I held. Now this is my second one. I did one a few months ago, and when the A Little Bit Festive 12 by 12 specialty mix and match papers came out in the September to December 2024 mini catalog, I knew right away I needed to create another Double One Sheet Wonder holiday version. And so that's what I did, and I offered the class. You could have done the class in person or to go and gotten the to-go packets. This is my template with my 12 by 12 Double One Sheet Wonder. Notice it's a 6 by 12 sheet, and I'll talk about that in a minute. And I'm working in sections of 4 inches each in A, B, and C. You will get 12 cards with this template, and the link below has my blog, and in my blog it has all of my card samples, all the cards that I created. It has this template that you're free to use, and it also has an opportunity for you to comment on my blog and tell me about the cards you liked, because one lucky person is going to get this package of A Little Bit Festive Specialty mix and match paper. Why is that great? Because you cannot order this right now. It is it's unavailable. It is slated to be back in about another week. And participants got this paper. They got the peppermint embellishments, which are also not available right now, but they got them. They got a stamp case to put their 3 pages of beautiful holiday ephemera to store it. And we had a fabulous time at the class. You'll see when you go to my blog link how great it all turned out. What I wanted to do in this video, I want to share each of my projects and just talk to you about what part it is and how I got it. I also want to show you how to cut the paper for this template. It's really, really easy. Things are done by 4s. A lot of them are 4 inches by 3 inches. Perfect, easy peasy. Not a complicated one sheet wonder. That's one thing that sometimes I look at one sheet wonder templates and I'm like, whoa, I can't do all that. Anyway, what you will do is you will pick, I'm sorry, I already made one cut on this. This is a 6 by 12. What I did is I took 2 sheets of the paper from the A Little Bit Festive. I took these 2 sheets, and these are the back sides, these fabulous red patterns. And I cut the 2 12 by 12 sheets in half, and I put the 1/2 away, and now this is the half of the 6 by 12 with the 2 sheets that I have. I'm going to be working in 4-inch strips for each of the sections, and so I just want to show how to cut the paper, how I go ahead and set my things aside when I'm getting ready to do my projects and keep things organized. Then I'll share all my cards with you, and I hope you love the cards as much as I do. If you're not a subscriber, go ahead and click that subscribe if you would, and share. That would be great. So what I did is I took my 6 by 12 and I'm going to lay it in the long way across the cutter, the trimmer. I'm going the 12-inch side, and I'm going to just cut off 4 inches. And that's what I've done here. I cut it at 4. I'm going to take this larger piece and set it aside because I'm just working with this. Now when you look at the template, we're going to have a 4 by 4 piece, and I'm going to be cutting off 1 inch and another inch. So I'm going to turn my paper on the 6-inch side, and I'm going to cut at 4. Okay, I'm going to set that aside, and then I'm going to cut 1 inch by 4, and then there's the other inch by 4. Now I'm going to just set them right here just like they are, and my template says I'm going to have a 1 by 2 on the last strip. That just means I'm going to cut this last strip in half. So I'm going to turn it, and I'm going to cut it in half. It's a 4-inch strip, so I'm going to get 4 strips 1 inch by 2 inches, and I'll go ahead and just set those down. Now let me go ahead and show you the first two projects that you do with this first part. This is so fun. All right, now I just have to find my two projects. The first two cards that you're going to be doing is the book-binded cards. Here are two of my book-binded cards. And what does that mean? It simply means that I have a 4 1/4 by 11 inch card base scored at 5 1/2 and 6 3/4. And when I have that, I fold it in half and then I fold this back. Okay, now I run my ribbon through, I tie my bow, and then I put glue all in between on this spine, so to speak, to secure it down, glued tight, and then this opens like a book. Such a cute, cute project. Now, any of your tags will be die cut out for you. None of the stamping will. I did advertise and talk about the different sentiments I'm using. I use the Christmas labels stamp set and dies, and also the what is it? Celebration. Can't think of the name of it right now. And here's another idea. Those fabulous ephemera pieces. What is so great about this? All of the work is just so much being done for you with the great ephemera pieces. So that's this first part right here. After you do your two book-binded cards, you have these 4 small pieces, and you'll be doing one card with that. And this is what I created using the 2 by 1 inch pieces of designer series paper. I mixed and matched them. What's really fun, you could do just the trees and the stripes and stripes. You have all those variations of the sides of designer paper using one of the ephemera pieces here and those darn cute peppermint embellishments. And then here's, it's a hot cocoa day and a little embellishment there. So that takes care of these 3 cards are your section A. Done. That's these pieces right here. And you have 3 cards done. So I'll set those 3 cards off to the side. And now we're going to come in and bring our paper again. We're going to continue to have our paper where my trees are standing up. That was my long 12 by 6 side. And so now I'm simply going to come back into my trimmer and cut at 4 again. I'll set my last section of 4 aside. And now what I see happening here is I'm going to be cutting these right in half so I get 2 4 by 3 sections. My printed off tutorial talks all about how to turn your paper and do those things. But when you go to my blog, you will get this template just like this. And me walking through it right now, it's not hard to figure out. And I think my template is easy enough that you could figure how to turn those things and do it. So there is my 4 by 3, and I have 2 of them, just like my template says. So I'm going to set aside my bottom 2. Let me bring the template right here. And then talk about this top one. It looks like I'm taking this, I'm going to be cutting diagonal corner to corner with this. So I'm going to go ahead and put the tip of opposite corners right into the cutting blade path. And when I do that, I get 4 triangles. Now, I don't just get 4 triangles, I get 8 variations of things I can do, which is fabulous. So let me show you first my cards that I did with those triangles. You do 4 of these cards. So I'll show you my first one. It's the Hope Your Season is Filled with Magic. Just stamp the sentiment right inside this wreath that I chose. There's round wreaths, there's square wreaths. I am embossed with the time worn here. Here's my trees on the bottom corner. And I didn't stamp any sentiment, but I did use another ephemera piece. So there's one. I love this one with the truck. I used the truck and I used two of the beautiful trees that were in there with the striped side of the triangles. I did a little stamping background on here. Happy holidays to you and yours. And there's another beautiful ephemera piece from that A Little Bit Festive mix and match papers. There's two. Here's another one now. I really love this one. I love the white on white. I went ahead and I embossed a layer. Then I used this beautiful wreath. You'll have a 2 3/8 circle punch if you participated in this class and got a to-go kit, and then you stamp your sentiment on that and then glue it underneath. Beautiful bow and some embellishments here. And then always, whenever I do a white base card, I always do a colored layer and then another on the inside. So there's a third beautiful card. Amazing with just those triangles, right? I need to find my other one. Here we go. Now this one's a lot of fun. The real red goes beautifully with Misty Moonlight. Just so well. The blues in the tree ornaments as well as the drum. Now this card is a fun fold card. Love and joy. One thing that we did at the workshop, and that if you did a to-go package or you're thinking about doing this on your own, you also have other designer series paper in the A Little Bit Festive. There's one more sheet that you could actually cut a 2.5 by 4 twice, and you could glue those here to give more holiday cheer. So there's 4 beautiful cards that utilize those triangles that were cut. How fun is that? So that takes care of one part with the triangles. Now we have 2 4x3 designer papers. Let's see what we're going to do with that. First off, we have our warm and cozy card. This warm and cozy card is a thick basic white, and I embossed this garden green with the fun Christmas tidings embossing folder. Then I just layered a basic white, a 1/4 inch larger than the 4x3, so 4.25 by 3.25. Then I have my focal point of the designer, beautiful ephemera in the kit, the warm and cozy, and the beautiful peppermint dots. And then inside, that layer again with the garden green and then a layer of white. Beautiful card that takes care of one of the 4x3s. And then this one, I love this one. So oftentimes you would just make 2 kind of the same card, just to go quick and easy when you have 12 cards to do, but I don't do that. So here is the other 4x3. You can see it right here. Did the same 1/4 inch layer, but I made a stand-up card. So there is our stand-up card. So stinking cute. It is a standard 4.25 by 11 card, scored at 5, then scored at 5.5, 6.5, 7.5, 8.25. And this is what I mean about cutting your designer paper, but what I did here is I used one of the ephemera card layer pieces, and I just cut it in half to use as a background behind. And then when you use the die cut here, this label, it gets put up with dimensionals and then it gets stopped. And you just put it where you decide how far up do you want this to stand, how far do you want it to maybe stand and come down, and that's where you would put the dimensionals and your label. I put a beautiful little wreath right here. I thought it needed just a little bit more. This, I used 3 of the ephemera pieces. I used this cute teddy bear, the presents, and this large tree. I love this card. It's almost my absolute favorite. So those are the 2 cards that take care of your 2 4x3 pieces. So now we are down to this last section right here. So I see that I'm going to turn my paper. I'm going to cut it at 3. I'm going to cut another strip at 1. And then this piece, I'm going to turn it again and cut it at 1.5. So let's take a look. My last section, I'm going to turn it and I'm going to cut it to 3. Make sure everything's lined up. And then these 2 4x3 pieces I'm going to set aside. And now I'm going to cut 1 inch to get a 4x1. And I'm going to set those aside. And now I'm going to do this right here. Right now I have it in my trimmer like this. I need to turn that strip and I'm going to cut it at 1.5. So I'm going to turn it and cut it at 1.5. There we are. And now I have my 2.5 by 2, 1.5 by 2. I have a 4x1, and then I have my 2 4x3s. So we are going to utilize these 2 pieces for our last card. These are now going to be our next 2 cards. These 2 cards are very similar. These are the offset gatefold cards. Here are my 2 examples. So in these cards, I've used quite a bit of ephemera. Here on this one, I've got the beautiful wreath of ornaments. I have the holly here, and I've got 3 peppermints. On this one, I have a wreath of the ephemera as well as this little poinsettia. These are my 2 beautiful Christmas labels that are die cut out. And you can see that I have my pieces. This is the part that's really fun to mix and match. That one went there. Then in my smaller pieces, I had my tree right here and my stripes right there. That kind of made up before I added my other parts and pieces. Now both of my offset gatefold cards open up vertically. The reason for that is my tree and my ornament tree, the arrangement went this way. You can also create an offset gatefold going horizontally just like this. One of my participants in the class did that because her trees were going the other way. And that's what's so fun about this. You can mix and match and do things however it works out. And so just when you have directionality in something, that's going to determine which way your card goes. Now, that's your 2 gatefold cards, and the only thing left is a card with 2 strips. And I thought to myself, and I've always seen many a times on One Sheet Wonder classes where you got these leftover pieces and people say, just put it on the inside of the card or don't worry about it. No, 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 none of that with me. We're going to get a card out of this. And as a matter of fact, it's like my favorite card of all of them. I just loved it so much. But before I do that, I'm going to show you this. This was a bonus project that everybody got to do. All I did was die cut out a Misty Moonlight label, and then with one of the ephemera layer cards, I went ahead, it was a nice beautiful tree card layer. I went ahead and used that same die to die cut that out. This is a little tag that was in the ephemera, and just created this great tag for this little gift bag. These in color gift bags are on sale right now on the clearance rack, and you can get them for like $2.35, and there's like 20 bags. Great deal. And if you're not aware, there's also the 3-day stamp sale going on. Stamps in the annual catalog at 15% off. I apologize, but I have to grab my card. I think it's over on the other table. Well, it is not, but it is missing, and I cannot share. That is awful. I cannot share my last project. I feel so silly about that. that I cannot share my last project, but that's okay because you are going to click the link to go to my blog, because remember, somebody is going to win this package of the A Little Bit Festive Specialty Mix and Match papers. This class, putting it together and designing, was so much fun. There is endless crafting with doing these one sheet wonders and double one sheet wonders. I had so much fun designing it, and I just want to pass it along to you. So please go to my blog, check it out. Feel free to use that template and create your own. I'd love to see what you create. Share it with me. I would love that. So now all you need to do is to let me know which were your favorites. So get on over, click that link, go to my blog, check it out. You'll see all of these cards, plus you will see my last card that I do not have in my pile for some odd reason. You'll also see my gift bag, but you will have the opportunity to then go ahead and get this for yourself, so you can go ahead and create your own double one sheet wonder. Thank you so much for checking in. If you're not, again, a subscriber, click to subscribe. Share if you would, and leave me a comment. I'd love to chat with you. So, until next time, happy stamping.